They treated me like a personal ATM. Whatever bill needed paying, taxes, rent, tuition, it all came out of my paycheck. When it came to actually helping me, sharing a burden, listening to what I had to say, that was rare. The turning point came when I mentioned moving out. Suddenly I was having weekly meetings about budgets and responsibilities, but those conversations never centered on me. It was always about what I owed them, how much I should be contributing. There was no genuine interest in my plans, my dreams, or how I felt living under their roof. Fast forward a few years and I'm making decent money, but the dynamic remains the same. The unspoken expectation persists. Now I'm earning more than both of them combined, yet they still see me as a source of income rather than a person. When I voiced my frustrations, they dismissed it as youthful angst. As a young guy, I felt compelled to support my family. But constantly being taken for granted took a toll. There were times I wished I could just cut ties and see how they'd manage it. Maybe then they'd realize my value. Well, the opportunity came unexpectedly. My company sent me on a month-long business trip to Europe. They covered travel expenses and accommodation. It was a chance to shine, a huge deal I'd worked months to prepare for. I poured everything into it. And then I came home exhausted but proud. That's when things changed. Pulling into our driveway, something felt off. The garage door was half open. Inside, my stuff, all of it piled chaotically. My clothes, PC, guitar, even my mini fridge. My mom appeared, tea in hand. "Oh, Nico, you're back. How was the trip?" "Why is my stuff in the garage?" I asked. She didn't blink. "We had to make space, sweetheart. Don't make a scene. We rented your room for the weekend. A nice tourist couple from Spain. They paid in advance. Your sister needed the money for her dress fitting. Something snapped. You rented out my room without telling me for a dress." My dad joined, looking sheepish. "We figured you wouldn't mind, son. You're barely here anyway." I didn't answer them. I walked back to my car, pulled out a slim black folder. I'd carried it the entire trip, and the decision had made itself. I handed the folder to my mom, then read this. Her expression changed as she scanned the first page like a balloon deflating. Dad took it, a dawning understanding clicking into place. Neither said a word. The silence was thick. The folder held a notarized letter, a bank transfer confirmation, emailprintouts.com, professional final. For the first time, I felt in control, but I didn't speak. They hadn't read the second page, the real surprise. My sister Clara, 24, came rushing in. "Wait, what is this?" "You read it, so now you know. You took your name off the joint account?" she stammered. "I did," I replied flatly. "You just didn't notice. But you used my room like it was a vending machine, like I was a guest in my own house. That made the decision easy." But Mom said, "Yeah, I've noticed how much Mom says I cut her off. You've been walking around like a princess in a house built on my back. They keep letting you." "I needed that money," she said quietly. "And I needed a home," I said, just as quietly. But apparently I was the only one who thought I deserved one. My mom's voice rose in panic. "You didn't really go through with it, right, Nico? We were just trying to make ends meet." "You mean you wanted a designer dress from Milan?" I shot back. Let's not pretend this was about survival. My dad, still flipping pages, looked defeated. He canceled the payments. All of them. Utilities, groceries, property tax. "I told you in March I wasn't going to keep paying indefinitely," I replied. When no one took me seriously, I made arrangements. I'd spoken to a lawyer, removed my name from every financial tie, closed, coned accounts. I even transferred ownership of the car I'd let them use. "You're just going to abandon us?" my mom whispered. "You rented my room to a stranger, stacked my life in the garage like clutter, and did it for a dress. That's not a home. That's not a family. That's a transaction." And with that, I walked out, their stunned silence crashing behind me.